The President of the United States recently declared the Strait of Hormuz open, insisting that Iran does not control the waterway. But on the water, the data tells a different story. This chart tracks commercial traffic through the strait over the last 3 days. On Saturday, 20 vessels made the transit. By Sunday, that fell to 8. Today, that number is 0. Not a single commercial ship is passing through. This total standstill follows the June 17th Memorandum of Understanding. It was a 14-point plan intended to prevent a global energy crisis by establishing a framework for peace. Instead, the agreement led to a steady escalation of violence. Over the past week, the U.S. launched strikes against dozens of Iranian maritime targets, including assets like this Kilo-class submarine. This creates a paradox. A 14-point plan designed to open the world's most vital choke point ended up triggering its total shutdown. The Strait of Hormuz is defined by its narrowness, wedged tightly between two rugged coastlines. The conflict began with Point 5 of the MOU, handing Iran responsibility for the safe passage of commercial vessels for an initial 60-day period. Navigating that passage is complicated by a deadly central minefield. Iran designated a northern route as the only safe path. Refusing to cede control, the U.S. opened a competing southern route guarded by military escorts. By forcing traffic into two politically polarized lanes around a single physical obstacle, the agreement ensured a localized transit dispute would spark a regional conflict. At sea, the friction was immediate. Commercial ships taking the U.S. route have been met with Iranian verbal threats and warning shots. That friction quickly expanded. The IRGC targeted U.S. and allied bases across the region, with strikes reported in Jordan, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Oman. In response, U.S. Central Command pivoted to a new tactic, deploying uncrewed surface vessels. They are now using the Lucas 136 drone. It is a lighter, reverse-engineered copy of Iran's Shahed drone, the design used by Russia in Ukraine. While the U.S. innovates, Iran relies on 35 years of preparation, utilizing a network of easily hidden, cheap-to-replace fast boats and coastal missiles. By adopting the design of the Shahed 136, Central Command is prioritizing mass and cost-effectiveness, matching the very asymmetric tactics Iran has spent decades refining. The American military objective is to clear the strait by targeting Iran's maritime capabilities. However, commercial transit isn't decided by military power alone. It is dictated by maritime insurance. When Iran presents a credible threat to shipping, maritime insurance is instantly voided. No coverage means no transit, regardless of the presence of U.S. escorts. Because Iran's fast boats are so difficult to fully eliminate, they maintain that credible threat permanently. Even a small remaining force can effectively keep the insurance market and the strait closed. In this environment, the capacity to threaten a ship is just as effective as a physical naval blockade. A military superpower cannot simply defeat an economic risk model. Military action is a tool, not an end state. Without a broader strategy, the U.S. has been unable to militarily force the waterway open. This tactical skirmish also risks distracting from a larger strategic concern, Iran's nuclear ambition. Addressing the current reality means playing the hand you've been dealt, not the hand you wish you had. Securing long-term objectives requires stripping emotion from the decision-making process and moving away from unwinnable tactical wars in favor of a realistic grand strategy.